Good evening. This is a brief tutorial on plotting trend lines to data that have more than one linear region. So here's some data that we may have generated in lab recently, and it has a y variable that increases, has this inflection point, and then flattens out. And if we were to fit a single trend line to it, it would sort of go through the middle, but it wouldn't have any sort of reasonable physical significance. This data doesn't look like it should be fit with one line. It should be fit with two. So the challenge is, how do you do that? So here's my XY data. I can click on the data points of the graph. You see these are my two XY data. And I need to separate the Y data into data that's to the right of the inflection point and to the left of the inflection point. I need to separate it into two data sets, and then I can fit linear lines to linear portions. So the challenge is I need to take these data points and move them over into column G, and I need to take these data points and leave them in column F. And that is hard to do as the data is currently collected, because this data is random. It is experimental data collected by different people, and so it isn't increasing with respect to moles of starting salt. All right, so my approach is going to be twofold. One, I'm going to sort the data, and two, I'm going to segregate the data, and that will allow me to make the plot. All right, so here we go. I'm going to grab a data set. I'm going to go to data sort. I'm going to tell her that my list does not have headers, and I would like to sort on column E. I would like them to go from smallest to largest, and I hit OK. And you'll notice my graph hasn't changed because it's still the same data. It's now organized from the lowest value to the highest value. All right, well, looking at the data, it looks like the point of 0.0193 is about the inflection point. So I'm going to leave that in the left side of the plot, and I'm going to grab this and drag it over to create the right side. Notice that that data has disappeared. So to add my second data set, I am now going to go to my chart design, select data, hit plus. My X values are going to be the whole column. My Y values are going to be the whole column. And now I'm going to hit OK. And now you notice I've got blue dots for the left side, yellow dots for the right side. Let's go add a trend line. Let's display the equation. And we are done with that one. The slope is 0.0485. It's quite small because this line is essentially horizontal. Click on this data, right click, add trend line, display the equation on the chart, and there we go, close that, and our slope is 0.9, and finally let's clean up and make our top value at 0.03, not 0.07, and we close. So there we have it. The original data divided into two data sets, the blue set to the left, the orange set to the right, two regression lines through two different data sets, and we did it by plotting the blue data here and the orange data here, and we fit linear regressions to both